Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Once again, Power Hour was living up to its name, with this time coming in the form of an end of day sell-off. Holy moly, this is the bulls' last line of defense, guys. We broke down the June high. That's a bearish breakdown. Blue line right there. Blue line right there. That's a bearish breakdown. And the bulls' last line of defense is this orange trend line from March 13th connect to May 24th low. And today's low. Breakdown level for tomorrow is 442.5, which also happened to be today's gap fill. Bears are looking strong, even though it came at the end of the day. You guys been seeing it lately. We chop during zombie hours. Zombie hours is 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, sometimes to 3 o'clock. But power hour is usually after 3. They give us a move. And today, once again, they did that. However, look at the intraday moves for all the sheep traders. This is a 15-minute chart. I wrote to the group this morning when SPY was over here that I had my first support level at 445.5 to the 445 zone. That's these two orange lines. As you can see, we broke it down on the 15-minute chart. Boom, right there. And then also, this was a fast breakdown of the 445 level. Amazing. And it gave us a nice level-to-level move. I had it down to 443.8 to the 444 zone. Gave it a zone. Nice level-to-level move to start the day. From there, we bounced. And look what happened next. 445.5 was the resistance level. Top of the resistance zone with 445 at the bottom. Look at this 15-minute candle. It closed right above 445. Next candle gave us a strong breakdown and closed below 445. False breakout setup. And it led to another nice level-to-level move. That's why I say level-to-level. No home runs. Down to 443.8 to 444 zone. Some dead cat bounces. And then the end of the sell-off. Some of you guys might have missed this because it happened very fast. But the trade setups that we had in the morning, pretty good. False breakout setups. We gotta we gotta watch the charts when we trade. We gotta know the context here. Can't just go in blindly. This is why we do these that's why we do these videos and watch these videos. So that's the point for today. I gotta identify key levels for you guys, as always, so that we know when to go long, when to go short, and also when to cut loss. That is so important. Don't just bag hold like a deer that's staring at a headlight. You got to keep control of yourself, your emotions, and all that. And communicate with the price action. The price action doesn't just tell you when to enter. It also tells you when to exit. Will you listen? It's not about what Uncle Charter says. Freak what Uncle Charter says. Who the hell is this guy? It's about what the price action says. It's the true shepherd. And right now is the bull's last line of defense. Okay? That orange trend line is at 442.5, guys. Overall, I'm bearish below 444. But if we break down 442.5, breakdown of this orange trend line, holy moly, is the bears gonna take control. And I recommend you guys to go short with 441, 439, 437.5, 436, and 434 all in play. All right, don't worry about that RSI. I know it's starting to get to oversold territory. Remember, oversold can be more oversold. Price action is the shepherd. Don't try to argue with it. When you try to argue with it, you're going to get hurt more. It doesn't matter what your plan is. It matters how you respond and react to the price action, whether to cut loss or to take profits. Make no mistake, price action will always win every argument that you try to pick with it. So as of right now, like I said, 442.5 breakdown, it's gonna get even more bearish and more ugly for the bulls. All right, now I covered the bear case and the bull case. Objectively, we gotta approach this objectively. You guys got the bear case. As long as below 444, bearish, breakdown 442.5 would be the follow through that bears need. Okay, and if it gaps below, then watch the next support at 441. All right. Now, bull case scenario is if we recapture 444. All right, with the whole Michael Burry thing and then breakdown of critical support, this is gonna get a lot of people bearish. So if I was a market maker and I wanted to hurt a lot of people's feelings, you know, why not do it at critical support levels, right? So for a bullish setup, please do not trade this biasly, okay? If you are a bear and you get a bullish setup, just trade it unbiasedly. If you are a bull, you get a bearish setup, trade it unbiasedly. And I mean, above 444 would be a false breakdown setup. You guys know that's the greatest trade setup of all time alongside the false breakout setup. So above 444 is what bulls need. They need to recapture that at least on the daily chart. If you're trading it intraday, use the 15 to 30 minute chart to confirm the breakouts or the recaptures. Understand that? You don't have to use those to enter or exit, but you want to use those to confirm breakouts or breakdowns. And above 444, bounce it. Already tested this orange trend line, so a recapture 444 would be definitely a good start for bulls. Clear 445.5 and 447 fib level. And that would put the top of this wedge or flag, whatever you want to refer it to, back in play up at 450. All right? As long as we are within this wedge, we're overall in chop mode, chop phase. If bulls can defend this orange trend line, they have a shot at more upside. All right? When do we know a bottom is in? We know a bottom is in when one, critical support gets tested. That's today. And critical resistance on the high time frame gets cleared. And for me, that is the top of this wedge at 450. All right? We know the bottom is in when we break out of this pattern. As of right now, we don't know that the bottom is in. Yes, a critical support has been tested, but we should not assume or call a bottom. For all we know, tomorrow we could break down and the bear case plays out. All right? But if we recapture some level and the bull case play out, play it unbiasedly. I do this on every single video. I cover the bull case and the bear case. My videos are not predictions. Someone said the other day, Uncle Charles, you said that we would get a pullback. And technically we did get a pullback. But I don't want no credit for that. I did not magically predict that the market would get a pullback. It just happened to happen that way. I don't want no credit for oh, you called it, Uncle. I didn't call nothing. All I did was identify the levels, the setups, and I traded unbiasedly. That's all I did. And that's exactly what I just did just now. All right? So 444 below that is bearish. 444 above that is bullish. That's going to be our equilibrium level. Follow through for the bears would be a breakdown of 442.5 and 441. Follow through for the bulls would be, of course, recapture 444 and clear 445.5 and 447. All right, guys? Let's play this unbiasedly tomorrow. Now, speaking of unbiasedly, Uncle Charles has been bearish on Triple Q. So far, it's been working out. Okay, although yesterday we did have a very nice up day. I alerted to the group. Make sure if we recapture 367, that's a fib level, look to long, and it gave us a nice rally to the upside. However, today, not much follow through from the bulls. As a matter of fact, we have an inside daily candle. I love these setups. All right. When we get these inside candles, it's a sign of consolidation. Now, if we look at the context here, we got this blue trend line started from June high to the June lower high, July high actually, the early July high, excuse me, July 5th right here. Okay, it was a down sloping trend line. We broke it down on August 9th, back tested it yesterday. Okay, as a matter of fact, this was a false breakout setup right here. And now we have an inside daily candle setup. The way to trade this setup is we long the break of the range to the upside or break of the range to the downside. We short it, right? So the high of the mother candle is at 370.47, 370.5. If that clears, look to long. All right, we have resistance at 369.5 and 370.5. If those levels clear, look to long. That's the bull case scenario. All right, right now we're around 366. We close below that 367 level. That's a fib level. So as long as below 367, I'm overall bearish. The next critical support is 365. That's a fib level. But the mother candle's low is at 364.7. So based on the inside day candle trade setup, a breakdown of 364.7 would be very bearish. That's your trigger to go short. And we'll put lower targets in play. 363.4, 361, 358.6, and 357.5 would be my downside targets, okay? So like I said, above 369.5 and 370.5, I'll be bullish on triple Q. As of right now, as long as below 367, I'm bearish. Watch for the breakdown of 364.7 to the 365 zone. If it does, bearish, we're going to drop a lot lower. Dow Jones, there's my orange trend line. Guess what? We got the breakdown, all right? We got the close below. Now, follow through for tomorrow would be a breakdown of 349. If that happens, look to short. Holy moly, it's going to get ugly. 346.5, 344, and 342.5 would be all in play, all right? Now, we got to be unbiased. A recapture of this trend line would be above 350, all right? I would trust the recapture a lot more if it clears 350, if it clears 350, of course, and 351.7 to put 353, 354.6, and 355.7 all back in play, all right? So, below 349, look to short. Above 350, 351.7 would be back in play, but above 351.7, I'd be a lot more bullish with the higher targets in play. IWM, that's a nice breakdown of that 189 level. That's a previous high from June 14th. It broke down the June high. As long as below 189, we are bearish on IWM. If it recaptures 189, we can switch back to bullish. That's the equilibrium level. Bearish follow through would be a breakdown of 187. If it does, bearish, look to short with 185.7, 184.6, 183.5, and 182 all back in play, okay? Now, if we get back above 189, 191.4 would be back in play. That's a fib level, but also a test of this yellow trend line. A breakout of 191.4 would be very bearish for IWM, in my opinion, and that could be a low, putting 193, 194, 196.5, and 198-ish back in play, okay? Tesla, breakdown. I had this triangle pattern here that I mentioned in the Discord this morning. And we got the breakdown, all right? Below 236, I mentioned that's bearish. That's the breakdown. And we got as low as 232.6. Now, what is this pink line that we have here? You guessed it. It's a fib level. 61.8 fib level is at 232.8. Right around where the Tesla closed, all right? Currently below that. And if bears can keep it below that, that will be extremely bearish. And I would favor a test of 227-ish, okay? 227-ish. 224, 220, and 218.3 would be my downside targets. All right. To be bullish, Tesla needs to bounce here from this fib level, preferably recapture this triangle pattern, starting with 235.5 and the critical level at 240.7. If Tesla recapture those levels, I'd be bullish with higher targets in play: 244, 247, 250-ish, and 253-ish. In play, okay? But it has to recapture 235.5 and 240.7 to be bullish. Right now, it's looking bearish. Apple, still overall looking bearish to me. It's just been consolidating, building a base right above a critical support level, which is the August 2022 high, all right? The more it lingers around here, the more the potential buy orders will get absorbed. Once they all get absorbed, you watch for that breakdown of 176, a daily candle close below 176. That will be your trigger to go short. Okay? Otherwise, Watch for resistant 179.6 and 181. If Apple clears those levels, we could possibly go and back test, which we haven't yet, but we can possibly go and back test 185. And above 185 would put 187, 188.4, and the gap fill at 191 back in play. NVDA, holy moly, what did Uncle tell you in the last video? Did anybody listen to Uncle Charters on the weekend video? And I definitely wrote this in the Discord exclusive content for tier 2s and tier 3 members. But look at this. I had that 410 level. That's a fib level. Life-changing trade here. Life-changing money-making slot machine. That's the NVDA. Did anybody take the trade? What trade you talking about, Uncle? Watch my last video. Got timestamps in the description. I mentioned to long above 410. False breakdown setup. What's the greatest trade setup of all time? You guessed it, it's the false breakdown setup. You don't believe me? Look at this example. We broke down 410. Next day we recaptured 410. That was the trigger to go long. How high did NVDA go? 452.68. Did anybody trade it using the price action with this stock? Holy moly. However, that's the past. Tomorrow is the future, and that is what we plan for. And as of right now, NVDA is looking a bit bearish here, okay? Now, a guy gave us a nice bounce, gave us a nice squeeze, got all the bears all pissed. I love it. I love when biased traders, get what's coming to them, okay? I don't wish no bad on nobody, but if you keep being a biased trader, you're wishing bad on yourself. It's not my fault. Anyways, what is this? An evening star pattern? Is that an evening star pattern? Sometimes the candle's not always the body's not always skinny, but this is a potential evening star pattern in my opinion. But we need confirmation, all right? It closed below my 440 level. As long as it's below 440, I'm bearish. Watch for the breakdown of the next support. All right, 437, 435.5, 434, 433, 431.5, 430, 428, and 425. I just gave you guys so many levels on NVDA. Please add them to your charts. There is money to be made. All right, now if you're a bull, chart's not looking good for you. But if you're a bull, hey, price action could always change its mind and decide to be bullish. I'm not going to argue with it. But if that is to happen, it needs to recapture some resistance levels starting with 444, 443, 445.5 to the 446 zone to put 449 back in play. 449 is a fib level, and above that, I would be bullish with 452, 455, and higher in play. There's so many levels on NVDA, but I hope you added those levels to your charts. Microsoft, still looking bearish in my opinion. It rejected from this yellow line right here. That is a fib level, 1.382 fib level right there at 325. We rejected from that. That's bearish price action. Follow through for tomorrow will be a breakdown of support at 321. At 320. Breakdown of 320 would put lower targets in play. I'll be favoring 317.6. Below that, holy moly, it's going to get much uglier. Below 317.6 would be 316. Gap fill at 314.5-ish, possibly down to 313, and then the next fib level's at 311.8. Overall bearish as long as below 325. If we want to get bullish on Microsoft, it needs to recapture 325. All right, it needs to recapture 325, and especially this fib level at 327. Above 325 and 327, then maybe, just maybe, I'll be bullish or at least favor some type of bounce for Microsoft to the upside with 330, 334, possibly 335.5-ish in play. Amazon, it broke out that 139 level, gave us a decent level move up to the 140.5-ish, 0.6-ish level. However, false breakout setup right there. Off this fib level, false breakout setup, that's bearish. As long as below 139 on Amazon, I am bearish. Next breakdown that it needs. is 137.7 and 136.6. If those support levels fail, look to short with 134.5, 133, Gap fill is at 133.5, excuse me. And if that fails, then 132.6, 131.5, and the next gap fill is at 130. All right, guys? Below 139, stay bearish. Above it, get bullish. That's the equilibrium level. Google didn't quite break down the 129.5 level yet. Still within this flag looking pattern. If it breaks down 129.5 tomorrow, I will be bearish. And I will favor the bottom of the flag pattern getting tested, which is all the way around 126. That'd be a nice tradable move to the downside. Now, if it breaks out, it has to break above 132. If it does, look to long with 132.8, 134.8, 136.4, and 138 all in play. Meta, not quite bearish just yet. All right, although the breakdown of 309 last week was very nice. But here we are getting very close to testing that up trend line. The test, the critical test is at 299, guys. If it breaks down 299, guess what? Bears take control. For me to trust any bounce, it needs to recapture some critical resistance level, starting with 304, 306, and especially that 309 level. 309 is a fib level. Above 309, I will be a little more bullish and favor more upside. But if it breaks down this support line at 299, guys, get bearish. We're going to go down even lower. Netflix. Did I give it a level for Meta? Below 299 would put 297, 292.7, 290, 287.6, and 285.7 all in play. Now here is Netflix. Little choppy day here. Could not recapture 426.5. If it does tomorrow, look to long with 432, 437.5 in play. Now, as long as below 426.5, I am bearish. Look for the breakdown of 421 tomorrow. If 421 fails, could be a nice drop to the downside. 418.5, 415.3, and 411.8-ish will all be in play. AMD. What is this? Dark cloud candle. Getting ready for, what's this called again? Evening star pattern. What's happening? Big green candle followed by a doji, guys. Watch support tomorrow. Could get a big body red candle to the downside or a big body green candle to the upside. Now, if we're bullish, gotta break above 113. You see how I rejected today. Above 113 is when I would long to put higher targets in play. 115, 117, 118.5, and 120. Now, if this is an even star pattern, support must fail. All right? Support must fail. 109.5 to the 110 zone. If that fails, 107 would be in play. And 107 is a lot less likely to break down. Look how many times it tested. The buy zones had to have been, absorbed by now. Hopefully. But if we break down 107, it's going to be a nasty drop to the downside. VIX. I miss when the VIX was above 20. Because when VIX was above 20, we had some decent volatility. But overall, it's above 15.5. It needs to clear 17 tomorrow to show follow through. Can we ever retest that 20 level on the VIX? I don't know. But if it does, it will need to get above 15, stay above 15.5, clear 17 to go possibly test that level. All right, guys. Now let's see. What are we going to end this with? We're going to end this with the option flow. But look at this dark pool order. 1.7 billion in premium. Came in at 448. Isn't that nice? What was yesterday's high? 448. And then we had the gap down and sell down. Holy moly. And look where they came in at. 448. Whew. They straight up pushed this market down. 1.7 billion in premium. Stay bearish below 448 right now, guys. Based on the dark pool order. Unfortunately, guys, for some reason, cheddar flow is down. It's not loading for me. So, I can't share with you guys the information. I'm not sure what's going on. I've been trying to check this for about 15 minutes now, so I think I'm going to give up. So sorry, guys. But otherwise, I would have shown it you guys. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. Hope you found value in this video. Peace.